Hey guys, how y'all doing? It's been a while. It's been about 5 days since I made a video, but the king is back, baby. No need to fret, my squires. I'm back for this juicy, sexy ass content, and I know what I'm going to talk about today. After having trying to make a web yapping video for the last 3.5 hours, I finally know what I'm going to talk about, chat. I'm going to talk about fitness today. First of all, hope you guys had a good Christmas. Hope you guys got some cool gifts. You know what I'm saying? I definitely got some cool gifts. And I decided to make a little Christmas investment onto the YouTube channel. I had about 150 bucks in GameStop store credit. So I bought like $150. Oh fuck, big ass fish. Hold up. I bought about $150 worth of Steam cards and I spent them on the winter sale a couple days ago. I bought like 16 games in total. Let me just name some of them real quick. Sally Face, Frambo, Dredge, Dave the Diver, Nauta, Slay the Spire. There's a bunch more, but I just can't think of off the top of my head. The reason I'm telling you is because if you guys have any suggestions of games you want me to play, let me know, dude. I'm trying to find games that are story based, slow, preferably, because my stupid brain can't think and play games at the same time. I mean, I get fucking flustered every time there's a fish in my screen in this silly little game. So, hope your local senior citizen out and pick something nice and easy for me, okay? By the way, before we even get started, I just want to let you know I'm not like a professional in any way, shape, or form. Take everything I say with a grain of salt because I am a fucking moron at the end of the day, just like everybody else. In fact, I was working out with a buddy of mine 3 days ago, and I found out that I wasn't drinking anywhere near enough water to maintain optimal muscle growth. You see these little guys right here? These guys right here are like 500 milliliters of water. I'm supposed to be drinking like 7 to 10 a day minimum. And I think I'm not even drinking 5. All right, guys. So I'm going to break like every topic I talk about into sections, and I'm going to try to list them down below for anybody that's interested. But let's get started with muscle movement, because that's really what exercising is all about. It's about moving your muscles in different ways with weight applied on them. But there's three basic ways. Three basic ways your muscles move. There is a concentric movement, an eccentric movement, and an isometric movement. Don't worry about the weird names. Scientists just love using Greek words to make themselves sound cool. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it too much. I'll explain it. The concentric movement is when your muscle contracts. An eccentric movement, holy shit, 4-star. Eccentric movement is when your muscle stretches. And an isometric movement is when your muscle is like flexing, but it's still. Like it's just standing still. The best way I can describe it is, okay, you look at my bicep right here, okay? You look at this muscle right here. A concentric movement is me contracting. This is a concentric contraction of my bicep. This is an eccentric stretch of my bicep because it's stretching the muscle. And it doesn't really make sense if I explain it with a bicep, but if you guys know what a plank is, I'll put a picture of it right now. That would be what an eccentric movement is, where your muscle is just stationary, but there's force being applied to it. It's stretching, it's tearing the muscle fibers. So that's lesson one. Okay, I hope that was nice and easy. Lesson two is some basic principles that you need to kind of like have in mind before you even set foot in a gym, because if you don't, you're kind of wasting your time. There are three things you need to understand about muscle growth, okay? And how muscle is grown. Number one, muscle is not grown inside the gym. Muscle is grown outside the gym, recovering from the injuries you sustain in the gym. You might be asking like, yo, Soki, what are you talking about, bro? I don't want to break my fucking arms to get a six-pack. And you don't, thankfully. You gotta break your six-pack to get an even more defined six-pack. What I mean by that is, when you work out, what's happening on a molecular level is your muscle fibers, like the things that are your muscles at a molecular level, they're tearing apart. They're literally breaking them. That's why you feel sore the day after, because you have this thing called lactic acid that your body secretes that's going into your muscles to reconstruct them. You're basically breaking your muscles down to build them up again, to make them stronger and be able to withstand the weights and stresses that you're putting on your body. That's the first thing. The second thing is there are two very important things that you need to optimally grow muscle, okay? If you don't have these things, you will grow muscle, but at a significantly smaller rate, basically. Those two things are good diet and good sleep, okay? And I say this not to be judgmental, but to be self-critiqueful because, I don't have the best diet and the best sleep every now and then. So, I'm keeping you and myself in check. Don't worry. You need at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep for optimal muscle growth, and you need the numbers vary, but in your diet you need protein, a lot of protein. I'm pretty sure it's about. I found it. You need, give or take, about 0.8 grams of protein per a kilogram of your body weight, or 0.8 grams of protein for about 0.3 pounds of body weight. Let's assume that right now you're a beginner, you've never set foot in a gym, and you're interested and you're going in, okay? Whatever you do, as long as you're not like breaking a bone or tearing a muscle, whatever you do will significantly improve your strength and health and fitness in general. So it's really hard sometimes to explain to people that there are things that are optimally better for them than other things, because people, no matter what they do, they tend to see progress in the gym over time, which is really cool, right? I mean, that's the cool thing about the human body, is that you don't need to do things one way. As a matter of fact, each individual is different from the other, and what works for someone might not work for you. There are a million different ways to do exercises, but there are only a handful of ways to do them as optimally as possible. Do you understand? And you need to balance an optimal workout routine with a sustainable workout routine. Because what a lot of people don't take into account is that if you do something that's like on paper the best thing you can do, but you're miserable, you're not going to do it for too long. You understand? You need to do something that is good and it's efficient and you enjoy doing. You need to pick exercises that you're fond of. You need to pick weights that you're fond of. You need to, as long as you're putting yourself in stress and you're going near failure or to failure, or in some cases with drop sets past failure, you can realistically do weight, or you can realistically work out with any amount of weight and see significant improvement. The other thing that you kind of need to take into account is, okay, let's imagine we have a graph of the human body. I'll put one right here for the viewer. What you will notice is, if you're talking to somebody that knows about anatomy, is that the lower half of the body has about 3 times as much muscle density as the upper half of the body. And what that means is your legs are a fuck ton stronger than your upper body, like by a landslide. When you take that into account, it's kind of silly in a sense to do something like a bro split. Because if you guys don't know what a bro split is basically you grab a muscle group and you train each muscle group per day of the week, right? So legs, arms, chest, back, maybe abs, and then you take a rest day and then you start over again. The reason why that's silly is not because it doesn't grow muscle, but it's not growing muscle as much as it could be, okay? Because you're assuming, okay, you're basically assuming that your arms have as much value, like, proportionally as your legs. That makes no fucking sense, dude. Your arms are spaghetti noodles compared to the muscle density in your legs. Something that would make a little more sense is compiling arms and upper body together and then trying to do legs twice a week. Because if you do legs twice a week, you're getting twice as much stress applied to your tendons. You're growing muscle twice as much, assuming that you're doing other things, optimally as well, of course. By the way, look at this sick-ass manta ray I caught. I think it's like 2,600 bucks. Holy shit. Damn, it's actually, I actually got a lot of fish that are worth a lot. 1,500. Yacht. Yeah, that's a good way to end the day. Anyway, thank you for tuning in, man. Let me know if you liked the video. Y'all take care. Eat your protein. Get your sleep. Drink your water. I love you.